Hello, beautiful truth seekers. Welcome in or welcome back to the Third Flame Tarot. My name is Amber. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm thrilled to have you here. So this is going to be an all signs reading. I thought that it would be really fun to do one because I haven't done one yet. And we have a full moon in Sagittarius coming up on Thursday, the 23rd. And I thought it would be really fun to see how the full moon is going to be affecting each group of zodiac signs. So that's what we're going to get into today. So the full moon is in Sagittarius on May 23rd, which is this coming Thursday. And the full moon will happen at 9:53 a.m. It'll go full. And we also have the sun moving into Gemini on the 21st. So some cool changes happening astrologically. We've also got, on the same day as the full moon, the Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Taurus. Now, something really cool to note about that is that both Venus and Taurus will be both Venus and Jupiter will be sitting at 29 degrees in the house of Taurus, in the sign of Taurus. And the number 29 is very significant. It symbolizes fate or transition, right? Because the 29th degree is the last degree in each house. So it symbolizes fate, right? The transitioning, an ending that leads to a new beginning kind of energy. And then something else really cool to add about that is that we still have Neptune in Pisces, and Neptune is also sitting at 29 degrees in Pisces, and on the 23rd with the Venus-Jupiter conjunction, Venus and Jupiter will sextile Neptune in Pisces, and so they're all at 29 degrees. That's 29 degrees, 29 degrees, 29 degrees, a 3-3-3 scenario. It's going to be a very lucky day. So if you're going to, jump on this luck train and go get a lottery ticket, that would be a good day to do it. But hopefully we all see a change in luck, with the coming full moon. So the full moon, when it's a full moon, the sun and the moon align in a way where the moon is reflecting the sun at full power. So full moons are a fantastic time to set intentions. And, the moon symbolizes the deep subconscious, illuminating shadows, right? Or the darkness within us. Things will become illuminated. If you set a good intention and you keep a high vibration during a full moon, this can stimulate dreams. Your intuition will be heightened, emotions, and you could heal emotional traumas. The full moon can magnify basically whatever you're feeling. So it's a good idea, the night before. I guess that's tonight because it should be Wednesday. I'm recording this it should be Tuesday tomorrow. I'm recording this on Monday. So I would say use Tuesday and Wednesday to really check in with your energy and see where you're sitting in your thoughts and in your body. It's going to be important to enter this full moon to take full advantage of it, to come in with the right attitude and vibration. So, a bit about my meditation today. It was kind of hard actually for me to get into a deep meditation today. It was kind of surface level meditation. And the first thing I saw was the ocean at night. So the moon was full and the light was reflecting off the ocean, and there was just waves and I could hear the water. And then the camera perspective zooms back and I can see a small sailboat, just dark, rocking with the waves. Didn't seem like there was anybody in it. And then the ocean engulfs the boat and I go deep down in the ocean and everything is black. And then the picture changes, and I'm seeing, if you know the movie The Last Unicorn, there's a scene in that movie where the unicorn is like sad and her head is hung low and she's walking down the trail, and it's like, oh, what are the lyrics? So I saw that scene with The Last Unicorn, but the big difference was it wasn't a unicorn, it was an oxycorn. So it was an oxen, a big, stocky oxen, and it had a unicorn horn, and its head was hung low, and I could hear that song that plays in that movie. And I watched the oxycorn walking down the path, and it slowly kind of fades. And then I see a picture, and it's a white picture, just a white box with 4 feathers. And they were all different types of feathers. None of them were exactly the same. And I just saw that picture of 4 feathers. And then I saw a memory that I had from Sunday. I went to the park with a friend, and while we were there, it was beautiful. It was an amazingly beautiful day. A blackbird flew up and landed on the tree that was next to us at the very tippy top of the tree. And I didn't know it was a blackbird. I had to ask my mom. She's the bird enthusiast. But I took a picture, I sent it to her, and she was like, "That's a red-winged blackbird." And I was like, wow, what a cool bird. Its song is absolutely amazing. It was such a beautiful bird. But I had that meditation, right, with the feathers in it. And when I came out of meditation, I was like, oh yeah, the blackbird. And so I went and I looked up blackbird meaning, symbolism, blackbird totem. And it symbolizes resilience, power, and untapped talents. Now, one last thing before we get into the reading that's pretty cool about that. In my meditation, I saw the 4 feathers lined up. Well, when I went to look up the blackbird, on the website, a pop-up came up. And the pop-up was a white box. Can you see? A white box with feathers lined up, all different feathers. And I was like, all right, cool, Spirit's here. Spirit's here. That's how my guides talk to me. They bring me really cool synchronicities and visions. But anyway, let's get into the reading. All right, guys, let's get into the reading, huh? Let's start off with a base energy. Woo! Palo Santo. All right, this is going to be fun. I'm excited about this. My first all signs reading. So I'm pretty excited. I hope you guys are doing good out there. I really definitely do. I hope that you're feeling this beautiful energy of the full moon. You know, with Venus and Jupiter conjunct, I mean, Jupiter is the planet of expansion, and Venus is the planet of love and beauty. So, expansive love and beauty. This is a time for romance. Plus, we've got the sextile. So, Venus, Jupiter conjunct in Taurus, sextile Neptune in Pisces. And, oh! Neptune is the god of the ocean. I just put that together. And I saw the ocean in my meditation. I have a little charts up here that I made to help me remember all the planets and their meanings. And I have the zodiac wheel with all the signs and everything on it to help me. But I'm still learning astrology and the definitions of all the planets and their symbolism. There's a lot. It's a lot. So, yeah, Venus, Jupiter, conjunct in Taurus, sextile Neptune in Pisces. Now, Venus is in its home house while sitting in Taurus, and Neptune is also in its home house sitting in Pisces. And Neptune is the god of the ocean, emotional sensitivity, impressionability, surrender, spiritual vulnerability. Can symbolize poor boundaries and victim-savior complex, as well as addictions in its shadow side. But it's a very selfless planet. It deals with like fantasies and dreams. I mean, Pisces is the 12th house on the zodiac wheel, which is all about the deep subconscious. So this beautiful Sagittarius full moon, you know, I was reading about the Sagittarius full moon, and a lot of astrologers are all saying, oh, this is the best full moon of the year. It's got the best energy. So I am excited. I think it's going to be a lovely day. All right, 2 more shuffles. But yeah, Venus in Taurus, planet of love and beauty, with Neptune, which is idealism and dreamy. It's going to be a very romantic, dreamy type energy. I can already sense it. Okay, 1 more shuffle, Spirit. 1 more shuffle. Sagittarius full moon, Spirit. Sagittarius full moon, base energy. Start the reading off. Sagittarius full moon, base energy. Sagittarius full moon, base energy. 3 cards, please. Fixed. Cardinal. 5th house. All right, so we've got both fixed and cardinal here. Aquarius at the bottom of the deck. Now, the fixed signs are known as the stabilizers of the zodiac. They mark the height of a season. And the cardinals are known as the pioneers of the zodiac. And then we have the 5th house, which is all about fun and pleasure. It's Leo's house. So this definitely feels like the vibe I'm getting from the Sagittarius full moon. It's going to be a day to like indulge, right? Indulge in like delicious food and delicious beverage and delicious love. So beautiful. So stable pioneer in the 5th house, huh? Beautiful. All right, well, the first sign up is going to be Aries, so let's get into it. Hello, Cancer. You are up. Let's get into it. All right, Cancer. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Beautiful Cancers. We're almost to your birthday season, Cancer. It's coming up. Spirit, we're here to get an energy update on the sign of Cancer, please. How will this Sagittarius full moon be affecting the Cancer collective, please? What should the Cancer be focusing on during this Sagittarius full moon? What should the Cancers be focusing on during this Sagittarius full moon, Spirit? How will it be affecting them? One more shuffle. All right, Spirit, what do we have for the sign of Cancer today, please? How will the Sagittarius full moon be affecting the Cancer community? How will the Sagittarius full moon be affecting the Cancers? Thank you. Ooh, oh wow. The first card we have out is Elder. She represents wisdom, experience, and gentleness. And then we got Decay, which is transformation, merging, and circulatory. She's a little naked, so I have to cover her up. But you can see there's little moths flying around and butterflies, which symbolize the transformation, right? And we do still have Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. And Pluto is Scorpio's planet. It's all about transformation. It's about overcoming difficulties, challenges, and transforming spiritually, mentally, merging. And then we have Elder. It's like you're gaining so much wisdom. It feels like over the last year even, so much has happened spiritually for you. You've been advancing spiritually really fast. It feels like growth spurt energy, growth spurt, spirituality growth spurt is what I'm feeling here. You're becoming wiser. Let's get one more card from this deck for the sign of Cancer, please. How else is the Sagittarius full moon going to affect the Cancer collective, please, Spirit? How is the Sagittarius full moon going to be affecting the Cancer collective, please, Spirit? What else do we have for the sign of Cancer? Thank you. Upside down. We got Truffle Pig, determined, talented. You are determined to become more wise. You are determined to find your inner wisdom. Oh, you've got it. You've got it, Cancer. I mean, your planet is the moon. That's the deep subconscious. It's psychic abilities. Yeah. You're determined to find your inner wisdom. Yeah, this transformation, wisdom, and then determined. Beautiful, Cancer. Well done. Let's get some more. I feel like getting a couple cards out of this deck for my Cancer friends. Yeah, Cancer, I can imagine that, you know, the moon phases and the full moon probably are even more potent for you since it's your planet. It's your astral body, the moon. I feel like the moon, I mean, it's important for all of us. It affects us all, but for you, Cancer, especially so. You should, if you're not already following the path of the moon, the phases of the moon, follow those and keep a journal, you know, write down how you feel at different points during the full moon, or during the moon phases rather, you know, to keep a journal and keep track of how the different phases affect you. See if there's a pattern that emerges. You know, me and my very dear friend were talking about dreaming and how it affects how the moon phases affect our dreaming and our lunar returns. You know, when the moon makes it all the way around the zodiac wheel and then back to you, right? She and I noticed that we don't dream as much during our lunar return, which is interesting. You'd think it'd be the other way around, but for her and I, at least, we don't dream as vividly during a lunar return. All right, 2 more shuffles for the sign of Cancer. 2 more shuffles. Last shuffle. Right. Ooh, I love it when cards stay behind like that. It's like they're like saying, pick me, pick me. What do we got? Chiron. Chiron is an asteroid, but it symbolizes the wounded healer, right? Those aspects within you that you haven't resolved yet. Spirit is saying you are definitely on the right track with determined wisdom, transformation. Oh, buddy. And Spirit is saying, you know how you do that, how you become wiser and transform spiritually is by focusing on the wounding within you, the shadows within you. And the moon is a perfect time to do that, the full moon, because when the moon is full, it's at its brightest, right? It's at its full force, full potential. So it's a fantastic time to illuminate the shadows, right? Just like the moon. The moon, when it's bright, will illuminate the shadows within the night. And it affects us internally the same way. You know, you're also a water sign too. And look what the moon does to the water, right? It changes the tides. You know, as a water sign, this is the full moon is a potent time for you. Even more so than other signs, I feel. Yeah, Spirit is saying to get to this transformational energy, this wisdom, transformational energy, use this full moon to focus and narrow in on those aspects within you that you have not healed yet. You know, ask yourself, what are my greatest fears, right? What do I fear the most? And then work through that. Oh, which one, Spirit? I'm being called to this one. Yeah. Face your fears, right? Face your fears. What do you fear the most? Death? Do you fear death? You shouldn't. You shouldn't fear death. Do you fear being alone? You're never alone, ever alone. Never, ever alone. You're always surrounded by spirits, your spirit team, your guides. They're always with you. Let's ask Let's ask Spirit about Chiron for you. You know, everything in this human experience is all temporary. Everything. The only thing you take with you when you go is your wisdom and your knowledge and your deeper understanding, your experience, right? That's what you take with you. Everything else is temporary. There's nothing to fear here. It'll all go to dust, you know? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, right? It's all temporary. When you understand that, you understand that there's nothing to fear in death. It's absolutely natural. It's just a transition, right? It's just a transmutation of energy. You never go away. You never go away. You just change form. And so does everything and everyone else around you. And when you look at the world like that, there's nothing to fear anymore, right? There's nothing to fear. How is fear going to help you? There's nothing to fear. Just as I said that, shadow and spiritual cleansing. Shadows are your deep fears. Look at another card behind. I love it when they do that. Thank you, Spirit. What do we got? Spiritual cleansing came back out. Yeah, it's going to be important during the full moon for you to work on, you should do a cleansing ritual, right? Go moon bathe. Go moon bathing. It's really cleansing. Okay, one more card from this deck for the Cancer Collective, please. What do they need to focus on? Thank you. Boundaries. That card comes out like every single reading for like over a week now. It just keeps coming up and coming up. And we've got Neptune in Pisces right now. And part of Neptune is poor boundaries, right? That's the shadow side of Neptune. And, you know, with the Chiron here, wounded healer and boundaries, I do have a hard time setting boundaries. Is that something you fear? If you were to set a firm boundaries, you would be rejected by somebody that you desperately want love from. And so you put up with things that you shouldn't put up with, you know? That's called codependency. You can express your boundaries and hold firm in them in a very loving way. You don't have to be cruel about it, that's for sure. But it's important for you to express your needs. And that's what came up in your May reading, right? Was, you know, there was a truth within you that you weren't divulging, right? You were holding back feelings, emotions, thoughts, and energy. You know, for fear of disrupting another person or invoking some kind of emotion or energy out of them. But you have to speak your truth. And if you're in a situation where you can't speak your truth or set firm boundaries in a loving way, that is not healthy. And I would question, if I was in that situation, I would question, you know, is this really... do I really want to stay here? Can I deal with this? If it never changed ever again, would I be happy here? Gotta ask yourself that question sometimes. You know, sometimes when we set firm boundaries with people, it's like the best thing you can do for both people involved, right? Because if somebody just can learn, you know, if they understand that they can just keep doing what they're doing without any repercussions, that's not helping them spiritually evolve at all. You know, sometimes, what's the saying, right? You don't know what you got until you lose it, or you don't know what you got until it's gone. Yeah, that really, like, that'll make you learn stuff really fast. If you lose something that you actually really, really care about, that wakes people up. And I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to learn. We're here to grow spiritually. This is spiritual university. Spiritual university. All right, Spirit, let's get a card out of this deck. One more shuffle. I just realized I didn't light my incense. You know, Cancer, you are a cardinal sign too. You're one of the pioneers of the zodiac. And we've got cardinal card here. We got fixed and cardinal in the 5th house in the general, in the base energy. So we're missing the mutables, which is interesting. Otherwise, you know, it would have been perfect for a full, all signs reading. But we did get the 5th house, and that's very appropriate because, I mean, Venus conjunct Jupiter with the full moon in Sagittarius is a very dreamy, lovey energy, right? And the 5th house is all about pleasure, so. All right, let's get one final card for Cancer. What else do they need to focus on in order to encounter this wisdom and transformation? We know that Cancer needs to focus on their shadows, their chiron, the wounded parts of themselves. But what specifically are the wounded parts of Cancer that they need to focus on? What do they need to focus on, Spirit, for their chiron? For their chiron, ooh! The doe. The doe. The shadow side of the doe is like powerlessness, vulnerability, fear. You know, the doe symbolizes innocence and purity, agility. You can avoid catastrophe by thinking quick. You have a very pure soul, extremely pure soul. But I think you've got a fear of vulnerability and powerlessness. Especially with boundaries here. You know, boundaries is about integrity and power, strength. And then so these two energies are clashing, right? The doe is innocent, pure, and vulnerable. But the boundaries, the jaguar, is the complete opposite. Spirit is saying, you are not powerless. Face that side of yourself, that deep within you, that feels powerless and vulnerable. Beautiful. All right, I have to get one more card for the sign of Cancer. One more card out of the little deck. One more shuffle. All right, Spirit, any final messages for the sign of Cancer regarding the Sagittarius full moon? What else do you have to tell Cancer? Anything else you have to tell Cancer? Wow, yeah. Spirit definitely has one that, ooh, the mountain. You know, in the Christian belief, the mountain symbolizes the highest point to God, right? The tip of the mountain is as close as you'll ever get to God. Like you know, they talk about the yogi that sits on the mountain in the snow in meditation, right? The mountains are where you go to feel spiritual. You know, if you can, you know, go out to the mountains, go for a hike in the mountains and meditate on where in your life you feel powerless and work through that. And if you don't live by any mountains, go to a hill, somewhere high up, the highest point you can get to. All right, Cancer, beautiful reading. I hope you have a beautiful full moon in Sagittarius and an amazing Venus-Jupiter conjunct in Taurus. We will see you next time. Hello, beautiful Leos. Welcome back to the Third Flame Tarot. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for all your wonderful support. I love you, my Leo comrades, and I am so excited to get into this Sagittarius full moon, Venus and Jupiter conjunction, sextile, Neptune in Pisces. Yeah. Ooh, crowd goes wild. All right, let's get into it, Leo. So in the base energy poll I did at the beginning of the reading, the 5th house came out, which is interesting because we've got the fixed card here, which is also Leo energy. But we got fixed, we got cardinal, we're missing mutable, but we got the 5th house. So Leo, the 5th house is you. It's all about pleasure. It's what you do for fun. It's what excites you, what inspires you. You know? I feel like already Spirit is saying we all need to focus on what we love, what we're passionate about, you know? Beautiful. All right, Leo. Let's get an energy update for Leo regarding the Sagittarius full moon. Sagittarius full moon. How you Leos doing? I hope you're doing so good out there. I hope you're feeling this beautiful, dreamy, lovey Venus Jupiter conjunct with the full moon. I can already feel it, the energy shifting. Last week was a lot of ups and downs. My goodness, the energy was just a whirlwind to me. Like really low days and then really high days. Very interesting. You know, the full moon, it's a time for focusing on your deep subconscious, your psychicness, your shadows, right? It's going to illuminate all the emotions. It's going to raise the volume on whatever you're feeling, right? All right, one last shuffle. Okay, Spirit, let's get 3 cards for the sign of Leo. Base energy, please. Three cards for the sign of Leo, please, Spirit. Base energy. How is the Sagittarius full moon going to be affecting the Leo collective? New moon. Interesting. Mutable. There's the mutable card we were missing. I asked Spirit for the mutable card and Spirit brought it. And then the 12th house. Ooh. Well, the new moon is about new beginnings, right? Fresh starts. And we're going to be in a full moon on the 23rd. So it's interesting that the new moon would come out. But the new moon symbolizes release, right? A fresh start. Letting go. And then mutable. Mutables are the editors of the zodiac. It's analysis, analyzing what you need to let go of, what you need to surrender with the new moon energy. And then I was talking about your psychic abilities, right? And then we get the 12th house, which is Pisces energy. It's all about the deep subconscious, the spiritual, the psychic, your connection with the divine. It's about the mysteries of the universe, karma, your psychic abilities. Ooh, cool. So already I can feel that Spirit is definitely asking you to focus on what you need to release with the new moon energy here. You know, really analyze what it is within you that you need to let go of. Any kind of fears, right, that might be holding you back from expanding spiritually and growing with the 12th house here. It's like when you surrender these fears, then it opens up your psychic abilities. Your intuition is raised. Okay. I'm really feeling this one. Woo! Oh my gosh. I tried to pick up the deck. It slipped. Look what's there. Look what's there. I tried to pick up the deck. It slipped. And the 2 of flipping cups is there. Leo. This came out in your May reading like 3 times. Holy smokes. Whoa. Okay. Okay. I just heard it in my head. Spirit wants you to analyze what it is you need to release in order to heighten your intuition and your connection with the divine. This is attracting your soulmate. This is attracting your person. Use the energy of the full moon to release what you need to release. Any kind of fears, right? Is it a fear that you'll be alone for the rest of your life? Analyze that shit. Figure that out and let it go. The full moon is powerful. I mean, it is the brightest it ever is. And anytime the moon is full, it reflects the energy of the sun completely and illuminates the shadows within the darkness. Spirit is telling you to open up your 12th house energy. And when you do, when you release those fears and you let them go completely, it's attracting your person, Leo. Holy smokes. I couldn't believe that. I went over here to pick up the deck and these cards are really slippery. And I went to pick up the deck and it slipped out of my hands and there it was. The 2 of flipping cups. I cannot believe it. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, Spirit. What else for the Leo collective? What else? What else for Leo, please? Ooh, that one wanted to flip out. The Labyrinth. I'm going to have to read up on that card. There's a lot of cards in this deck that I haven't learned yet. Let's get another one. Oh my gosh, that's like the moon. Whoa, look. The moon, look. Look at this person is absorbing the energy of the moon. Whoa, Leos. This is going to be a powerful moon for you. This is going to be a powerful full moon for you. You need to make sure that you've got a ritual in place. Go moon bathe. Meditate, right? With the 12th house here. Meditate. Meditate and analyze what you need to release. Your fears. Okay, one more card for Leo, please. What else for Leo, please, Spirit? Okay, the Page of Vessels. Now, the vessels in this deck, there are 5 elements, not 4. In the traditional tarot, you've got earth, air, fire, water. In this deck, you've got earth, air, fire, water, and ether. And ether symbolizes the spirit realm. Okay, let's pull out the book. The Labyrinth. Cool, Leo, look. The moon. Yeah, you want to really, really soak up the power of this full moon. Really, really think about it, sit in it, meditate in it, use it to your advantage, right? With the 12th house here, you know, the full moon can heighten intuition, dreaming. Your psychic abilities will heighten during a full moon. Okay, the labyrinth. Okay, the labyrinth. Here we go. Page 163. All right. The labyrinth. Element, water. Planet, Jupiter and Neptune. Whoa! Jupiter is going to be conjunct with Venus on the 23rd, as well as the full moon in Sagittarius. But not only that, Venus will be conjunct Jupiter and will sextile with Neptune in Pisces. And they're all at 29 degrees. And look, planet, Jupiter, and Neptune. Zodiac, Pisces. Neptune is the god of the ocean. It's emotional sensitivity. It's spirituality. It's fantasy, idealism, dreaming state, psychic abilities, right? Okay, it says here, in what a maze of sin do I stray, where various paths confound my dubious way, but more to heighten and increase my dread. Darkness involves each doubtful step I tread. Like a strange traveler by the sun forsook, and in a road unknown by night he took. Oh, who will help a wretch thus gone astray? What friendly light guides my dubious way? Whoa! What friendly light guides my dubious way? The moon. Oh, this is cool. Here one in a perpetual circle moves, another there in an endless maze grooves. The labyrinth is a complex structure made of interconnecting passages and path patterns, some of which result in dead ends. Such entanglement as a defense system proclaims the presence of something very precious or sacred at its core. Analogues to a spider's web, the frightening labyrinth unveils a great foe at its center, an enemy so great that it could devour us if we were not properly armed. Labyrinths were symbolic of the involvements and illusions of the lower world, through which wanders the soul of man in search for truth. In Greek mythology, King Minos requested the services of the skillful architect Daedalus to build a puzzling labyrinth in order to retain the monstrous Minotaur, a beast born from the intercourse of his wife and a bull. The king kept feeding the monster to preserve the palace and the people from such a gruesome creature. Many years later, the hero Theseus, with the precious help from Adrian, defeated the Minotaur, recovering much-needed peace on the island of Crete. Observing this mythological episode from a psychological view, we can relate the labyrinth to our unconscious minds and the hidden Minotaur to the restrained ideas, secret desires, traumatic memories, or distressing emotions that have been repressed. When Daedalus built the labyrinth, it represented the intellect, the rational mind that created a prison for the beast, thus preventing it from seeing daylight. That imprisonment created a disturbance to everyone on the island as a portrait of ourselves, akin to a demanding effort of the psyche to reestablish the inner balance. Theseus arrives, traveling through the treacherous paths of the mind. that have a curious visual similarity to a maze. In order to confront and liberate by killing it symbolically, the creature that lays at the center of the labyrinth. In the card, we see that the main character has already reached the center of the maze, like structure, has already confronted the beast and opened the treasure chest, and is ready to move on towards the exit. We can identify the next level, the Tower of the Sun at the left side, and also the exit gate that leads to that. However, there is a long and dark way between the figure and its goal. In any case, Theseus still has Adrian's help, whose thread can bring him safely from the darkness of the labyrinth. Like the full moon. Whoa! Like the full moon, Adrian guides the hero away from danger and towards the right way, which symbolizes the guidance of our own intuition. Whoa. Yeah. 12th house energy, intuition. Oh my gosh, you are powerful, Leo. Yes, Spirit wants you to really harness the energy of this full moon. Release what you need to release. Release your fears. Really think about it, What do you fear the most? Do you fear being alone for the rest of your life? Do you fear death? Do you fear rejection? What is it that you fear? Face it. Transmute it. Right? That's how you overcome and become more spiritually inclined, more psychic. Adrian is also compared to the light of a guiding star, referred to in the previous card, the dream. And there's going to be deeper dreaming too around the full moon. The labyrinth, like the dark night, stands for, as Jungian analytic psychology calls, the shadow. This shadow personifies the unknown or the little known attributes of ourselves. And by reaching the center of the labyrinth cavern, our unconscious mind, we face the dreadful revelations identical to the intense encounter with the Minotaur at the center of the horrific maze. By uncovering this shadowy confrontation and, more importantly, being aware of our own dark side and knowing how to integrate it, we allow ourselves to evolve more efficiently in this essential process of self-discovery. Whoa. And then the last card we got was the Page of Vessels. Now, I'm pretty sure it came out upside down and I turned it around just to look at the card. So I want to see what the Page of Vessels is in reverse because I feel like it did come out in reverse. And the vessels is spirit or ether, right? Ace, 2, 4. Almost there. Page of Vessels. Element, ether and earth. Here we go. I'm going to show it to you in the upright so you can see the symbology. The Page of Vessels in the reversed, depressive, stagnated, overwhelmed. The page in the reverse represents someone who is lost and needs to find oneself. Lost in like a labyrinth, perhaps? This person takes no risks of any kind, preferring to follow one's own routines and habits. This way of work may compromise innovation and originality, and the openness to different visions. The page's perfectionism may delay many projects, turning them into something dull with slow movement, especially so if someone is going through a process of self-understanding and healing. The slowness of action may affect people who depend on these decisions or results. Normally, the Page of Vessels shows someone obsessive compulsive tendencies. Wait a minute. Normally, the Page of Vessels shows some obsessive compulsive tendencies, having some problems in letting go. Whoa, like problems letting go or releasing what you need to release, your fears, Leo. Problems in letting go. During this process of spiritualization, this behavior may create lingering obstacles. Obstacles, again, like a labyrinth. During this process of spiritualization, this behavior may create lingering obstacles to progress, since it is still too connected to his earthly condition. That's exactly what I'm talking about. When you know, these lives, they're just a blip in time, right? Everything in this human experience is temporary. There's nothing to fear. You're never alone. You always have your spirit guides around you all the time. You always have your connection to the divine. We're here to learn and grow, you know? Spirit is definitely saying here for you to reach this Two of Cups and to attract this Two of Cups energy. Now, that should not be the goal. That's just not a coincidence. That's just a product, right? That's just a product of you finding your connection with the divine, releasing all your fears, growing spiritually, defeating the Minotaur at the center of the labyrinth, right? That is just, you know, it's just a product, right, of your spiritual growth. When you evolve deeply and spiritually and you resolve all those traumas within you and those fears within you, that's when, and you feel content and pure in yourself, just happy, knowing the meaning of the universe, you know, knowing the nature of the universe and how it works. When you get there, you'll attract it. It'll just come to you. I mean, God willing, yeah, it will. You will attract it. But that should not be the goal, right? Attracting the Two of Cups is just a product of your own spiritual expansion. And your spiritual expansion should always be the focus. All right, let's get some more cards. Wow, Leo. Cool. Whew. Beautiful. The 12th house, right? Neptune. Pisces. The 12th house is like the end, right? The 12th house is the last house on the zodiac wheel. It's completion, right? It represents completion. You've made it full circle. Right? That's where we're getting, Leos. We're making it full circle. We're finally overcoming all of those things that have held us back for way too long. I feel it in the Leo collective. If you didn't watch the May Leo reading, go watch that, because it's awesome. I can feel it in the Leo collective, you know. We are becoming stronger. We are becoming more confident. I just got a vision of the Wizard of Oz, the Cowardly Lion, right? That's not us anymore. We're overcoming that. We're understanding our power and letting it shine. And Spirit is saying, use this full moon energy to really go deep. Face those fears, baby. Get a ritual together. Do a meditation. Go moonbathing. Beautiful. Okay, last shuffle. One more shuffle, Spirit. Okay, what else do you have to tell the Leo collective, please, on how the Sagittarius full moon will be affecting the Leo collective? Whoa, that came out really fast. falling. Falling. To me, like, I read the falling card a couple different ways. I read it as either falling in love or falling asleep or falling, like, falling from grace or divinity, or, right, falling down, right, a blunder. But let's get another card. I need a clarifier for falling. Spirit, why did falling come out? When I asked about how the Sagittarius full moon was going to affect the Leo collective, we got the child. Whoa, look at these cards. There's a child falling from the sky here, and then a child here. And this is a moon right here. There's a moon here. And the child has, like, one of those little blowy plants, you know? And then there's a little tree growing right here. And that kind of looks like a skeleton hand. And there's a skeleton here. You know what? I just got, like, the skeleton is giving me ancestor vibes, right? Like those that have passed on before you. And the child is definitely Leo energy, right? We are the children of the zodiac. We are children at heart. We're playful and fun and have amazing imaginations. I think what Spirit is saying here is when you go deep into your subconscious to resolve these fears within you, these obstacles within you, then don't worry. Because your ancestors are there to catch you. It is safe to resolve your childhood trauma, resolve your fears. You are safe. You will be caught. Your ancestors are there to catch you. I really want to get one more card for the sign of Leo. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever read the falling card that way, but it makes perfect sense. Yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to face these fears. You are protected and guided. You have past loved ones around you all the time. They're there helping and guiding you. Okay, one more shuffle. All right, Spirit. Any final messages for the sign of Leo and how the Sagittarius full moon will be affecting them, please? Why did falling and the child come out? What are the Leo's deepest fears? Oh, wow. Whoa. Look, it's the Sri Yantra. And we got transformation. That's Pluto energy. And we've got Pluto retrograde right now in Aquarius. Transformational energy is thick in the collective. It's going to be for like another 5 months while Pluto is in retrograde. Okay, I want to read the affluence card. Number 5. Okay, Sri Yantra, that's my favorite yantra. Wealth in all forms is available to you now. You are rich on all accounts. Drawing this card invites you to feel the abundant flow of having all that you need on the material and spiritual planes. That's exactly how you attract this Two of Cups, right? A sense of completion, completeness, right? Drawing this card invites you to feel the abundant flow of having all that you need on the material and spiritual planes. If you are inquiring about a situation or relationship, this certainly indicates that there is much to be experienced here. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. You are being provided for and rewarded at this time. Yes. The symbol, Sri Yantra. This is the symbol of Hindu Tantra, which is based on the Hindu philosophy of Shaktism. Beautiful. Yes. This is in your future, right? Transformation and affluence. Like, this is coming for you if you can work through your deepest, darkest fears. Face them. Don't be afraid. Your spirit guides and ancestors are there to catch you. Tap into your inner child. The inner child is so wise, full of imagination. The inner child believes that anything is possible. I mean, when you were a kid, did you ever think, I can fly, right? And you really, really thought you could fly, right? That's the beauty of the child. They believe anything is possible. Anything is possible. This is an infinite universe. Beautiful. Let's read this card before we sign off. Transformation. The butterfly goes through many stages before it becomes the beautiful creature that it is. Honor your process and allow your beauty to be seen by all. Wear more colors to help announce the arrival of your exquisite transformation. That's definitely Leo energy. Allow your beauty to be seen by all. Wear more colors to help announce the arrival of your exquisite transformation. Meditate on this when you want to call in more beauty, grace, acceptance during this time of transition. The symbol, the butterfly, is a powerful symbol of transformation. Yes, Leos, you are on the right track, baby. Keep it up. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next reading. Namaste. Hello, Virgo. Welcome into this Sagittarius full moon energy update reading. I'm excited to get into this. Let's do it. So, Virgo, where do we want to start? I'm feeling mushroom deck. So in your May energy update, your May energy reading, we had a lot of lovey-dovey romance, falling in love way too fast kind of energy. And, you know, with the Venus and Venus and Jupiter conjunct in Taurus, I mean, Venus is the planet of love and beauty, fertility, right? And Jupiter is expansion, it's the guru, it's religion, it's philosophy, knowledge, learning, and wisdom, faith and optimism, right? Expansion, energy, and then it will sextile with Neptune in Pisces. Now, Neptune is the dreamy planet, right? It's the deep subconscious, it's your psychic abilities, but it also represents fantasy and delusion. So let's see what comes out. I feel like there's a lot of dreamy, lovey-dovey energy in the collective for the Sagittarius full moon, but there's also a tinge of delusionment and fantasy. All right, Spirit, we're here to find out how this Sagittarius full moon will be affecting the Virgo collective and what they should be focusing on. 2 more shuffles. Last shuffle. 3 cards for the sign of Virgo, please. How is this full moon going to be affecting the Virgo collective, and what should they be focusing on, Spirit? How is this full moon going to be affecting the Virgo collective, and what should they be focusing on? How is this full moon going to be affecting the Virgo collective, and what should they be focusing on? Woo! Woohoo! Oh! Ooh! This one is the Moss card. Tender attention, old soul. Okay, let's get another card. What else, Spirit? What else? What else for the Virgo collective? What should they be focusing on during this Sagittarius full moon? That's too many cards, Spirit. What else? What else should the Virgo collective be focusing on during this Sagittarius full moon? Thank you. Puffball. That's all about humor. That came out in Libra's reading. Libra's May energy update. It's about humor, revelation, and levity. Something else I'm noticing about the Moss card here, right? Tender attention, old soul. There is a slug down here. And slugs are really interesting when they mate. They will wrap themselves up into like this interesting little ball of slugginess. I don't know why I thought of that, but it just came to my mind. Okay, what else? What else? One more card out of this deck, please, Spirit. What else for the Virgo collective? What else for the Virgo collective, please? Woohoo! Ooh! Fairy ring, serendipity, and risk. I'm noticing up here too, there is a labyrinth, and that just came out in Leo's reading, the reading right before yours. And ooh, I'm seeing up here there's a planet too with a ring around it. It doesn't really look like Saturn though, but it's got a ring kind of like Saturn. Does Neptune have a ring? I can't remember. Portal, serendipity, risk. I think we're going to have to read that one. Let's pull out the booklet. Okay, I want to read Moss first. Oh, there it is, right at the beginning. Moss. I have to cover her up because she doesn't have a shirt on. Okay. Oh, whoa! Moss and fairy ring are right next to each other in the book. And you got both, Moss and the fairy ring. Moss, tender attention, old soul. Undaunted by cold hardness or sharp edges, moss grows, covering rock, covering wood, abiding, thriving. What can your growth soften or transform? I'll read that again. Undaunted by cold hardness or sharp edges, moss grows, covering rock, covering wood, abiding, thriving. What can your growth soften and transform? Forest energy. And then let's read the fairy ring since it's right next to moss. Fairy ring. Portal, serendipity, risk. As gateways to magical realms, fairy rings represent both danger and fortune, enchantment and peril. Do you dare step inside? Whoa, that definitely feels like it relates to your May reading, Virgo. It's like, you know, Spirit was telling you to slow down, take it easy, get to know this person. And it does, the fairy ring does have that energy, right? It's like anytime you fall in love, you do run a risk, right? You run a risk of it not working out and you going through a more emotional turmoil. But you have to knock on the door. You have to get to know them. You just don't do it really fast, right? You take it easy, ease your way into it, right? Get to know them. This helps lower the risk factor, right? And then we've got Puffball, which is all about humor and revelation. Let's read about Puffball. Here we go. Puffball, humor, revelation, levity. Squeeze a puffball and poof, out pops a cloud of spores. Hence its nickname, wolf farts. Lie in wait for the cosmic punchline and then explode with laughter. All right, let's get some tarot. I'm feeling this deck, actually. Let's get this deck. Moss symbolizes softening the edges, right? It grows on everything. Virgo is a mutable sign. And the mutable card is the only one that didn't come out for the base energy. And I was like, oh, we've got the fixed sign, the cardinal sign, but we're missing mutable. We got the 5th house instead, which is definitely, full moon in Sagittarius energy, especially with Venus, Jupiter conjunct in Taurus. That's a very dreamy and indulgent energy. But I was like, oh no, my mutables, they don't have their card out. But funny enough, the mutable card did come out in Leo's reading right before yours. So, and that's when I mentioned it too in the Leo reading. I was like, oh, we're missing the mutable card. And then it came out in the Leo reading. But all right, Spirit, can we get some more information for the Virgo collective? Now, the full moon is all about shining light on the shadows within you, facing your deepest fears. So let's see what Spirit has to say about your deepest fears. All right, one last shuffle. Okay, Spirit, can we get some cards on the Virgo collective? How is this Sagittarius full moon going to be affecting them? What should they be focusing on? Okay, that card flew out. Queen of Swords. Okay, here we go with the fears. We've got the Tower. So we got Queen of Swords, the Tower, the Chariot, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Devil in reverse. The Chariot is Cancer energy. The Queen of Swords is air energy. She's cold and a little bitter, but she's also very certain in what she wants. She doesn't beat around the bush. She tells it like it is, right? And then with the Tower here, it's like, yeah, of course you would fear absolute destruction and chaos. But then we got the 5 of Pentacles, which is spiritual poverty, being left out in the cold. This feels like, to me, it feels like your deepest fear is rejection, right? Being alone. Somebody not approving of you and then leaving you out in the cold. And then like with the Devil in reverse, this is, you know, a subconscious fear. The Chariot symbolizes movement, right? Quick, fast movement, moving away from something. So it's like you have this fear that, you know, if you do invest in this and give your heart completely, then, you know, a tower could happen. And, you know, just like with the fairy ring, it was talking about, you know, it could be, let's read the fairy ring one more time. The fairy ring. As gateways to magical realms, fairy rings represent both danger and fortune, right? So it's like, you're going to have to learn to overcome this fear of either rejection or it not working out, you know, and be okay, you know, slowly work into this relationship, right? Get to know this person. If too many red flags arise, then you know to set up the boundaries and call it there, because we do this too much. We talk ourselves out of those red flags when we encounter them with people. We're like, oh, you know, I just want to give them a chance. You know, you make excuses for people. And that is how you can avoid a tower, Virgo, is yes, you know, dive into the fairy ring. You don't know what's coming, and that's part of the excitement. You don't know what you're getting a lot of the times. That's why it's good to go slow and then recognize the red flags and cut it off then and there if there are too many. You'll know in your heart, in your soul, right? Yeah, you're afraid of somebody you're afraid of somebody not approving of you, then there being a tower and the Chariot moving away, leaving you in spiritual poverty out in the cold. This is your fear. And that's exactly what the full moon is good for. It is good for shining the light on the shadows within us, you know, working through our fears. Because when you work through your fears and you overcome all of them, that heightens your intuition, it raises your level spiritually, and that's when you start attracting more of what you want into your life, right? All right. Let's get a card out of this deck for the Virgo Collective. Okay, Spirit, any more advice or wisdom for the Virgo Collective on how they can best harness the energy of the Sagittarius full moon? Any more advice or wisdom for the Virgo Collective, how they can best harness the energy of this full moon in Sagittarius? One more shuffle. All right. One more card for the sign of Virgo, please. One more sign. Any advice or wisdom for the sign of Virgo? The Visionary. You know, our thoughts are very powerful. If we sit in fear for too long, you will manifest that into your life. I've done it a million times. I worry and overthink things, and then that thing that I feared the most actually came true, right? It's like you're such a powerful manifester. Our thoughts are so important. So catch yourself when you're in these visions, right? Look at the card. There's a skeleton. A skeleton, and then the crow is there, and the crow symbolizes the messenger, right? It flies between the 5D and the 3D. It can enter both the physical and the spiritual realms and come back with messages. So be careful how you think, right? Look at this experience as like an opportunity for you to learn more about yourself and grow. Take it slow. Don't move too fast. And try not to think that a tower is just always right around the corner, because that's not what this was about, and that's not what the May reading was about either. It's about, you know, using your Queen of Swords energy to create fine lines in the sand, right? To draw a line in the sand and understand, like, nope, I'm not willing to cross this boundary until I get to know you better. I'm not going to just give you all of my energy right off the bat, because that is disrespectful to me, right? You build up to that point, right? So don't think that it's just going to be a tower, because with the fairy ring here, you know, it could be, or it could be. So take it easy, go slow, and perhaps it'll turn out even better than you'd hoped if you don't go in with any expectations. All right, Virgo, thank you so much for tuning in today. I certainly hope that the Sagittarius full moon is a beautiful one for you, and that you have a beautiful day harnessing the amazing and powerful energy of the Sagittarius full moon, as well as the Venus, Jupiter conjunct in Taurus, Neptune in Pisces. We'll see you next time. Namaste.